Hey, Dr. Josh Wagner here. I just got off a nice joyride with my Triumph Bonneville and have a really important message for you when it comes to strategic marketing for chiropractors. Now, over the past couple of weeks, you can see in my news feed, I've talked about strategic marketing when it comes to Facebook advertising, when it comes to Google AdWords, and all of the age-old strategies and tactics that chiropractic coaches and traditional practice management have been suggesting for the past 30 years, and really revealing what works, what doesn't, but more effectively, the how and the when you should do certain things. I was talking to a DC yesterday, new into the perfect patient funnel system, and he was telling me that, and he's about a week in, he was feeling like he's grinding it out because of all of the marketing he's doing. Some of it being social media, which when he told me what it was, I told him to stop it immediately because he's wasting dollars and energy and time and not bringing new patients in, and he wasn't either. But then the next thing he told me he was doing really shocked me, that it's still being promoted by traditional practice management or his last coach, and it's not that there's not a time or a place, but how it positions him in his community makes him really look desperate and needy. And what he was doing every week was literally knocking on residents' doors and introducing himself as a chiropractor. Now get this, he didn't just graduate from school. He's been in practice 20, 30 years. So there is a time and a place. If you're an absolute new graduate, you're 25, 26 years old, people can tell you're just starting, you're letting them know that, you're introducing yourself. Not to say it's for everyone, but there's a time and a place where that works more effectively, not when you're middle-aged and every person that opens the door is thinking, well, why aren't you in practice right now? Why aren't you busy? Why are you knocking on my door? So that's the first aspect. Are you being told to knock on doors in your community? And how do you think that positions yourself as the chiropractor? This is the digital age. Think about how many more people you can connect with. Just look right here, Facebook Live compared to, or Facebook video, or tons of other strategies, rather than taking 3 to 4 to 5 minutes per person, and who knows if they are either in the market for a chiropractor or anywhere in your new patient demographic. The strategy is so flawed. Now, are there benefits right out of practice or right out of school? People understand that? Sure, but it still should be the very end of the list of to-dos and strategies that you're going to be focusing on every day. The point of this is that there are certain strategies that just don't make sense anymore in 2016 going forward, when you have the tools and resources at your disposal, very free or cost effectively and easy to get your message in front of the masses. Now, it's about getting the right message, which most chiropractors don't realize, in front of the right ears and eyes. Two very important factors, not just broadcasting aimlessly. Second is there are certain strategies that work for some people and don't work for others, because it's about the energy you bring to it. Are you enthusiastic about the strategy you're doing? Are you inspired? Are you into it? Or do you feel like you have to do it? And are you coming off needy in front of that person who opens up their door, or if you call someone or send an email or get on a webinar or do a podcast? There's a big difference in how you are, the difference it's going to make in how you're perceived and the impact it makes on that prospective patient when you go do the strategy. That's why 5 chiropractors can go do a talk or a screening or a mailer and get 5 completely different results, because it's not just about the strategy. So yes, some strategies nowadays completely recommend to avoid. I remember too, about a year ago, watching some chiropractor's video on this super secret marketing strategy that he was only going to reveal to the people that watched the video. And I think I spent 30 minutes on this webinar video before he even revealed what it was. And when he did, it was literally just knocking on people's doors in the community. I couldn't believe I wasted that much time, and this is actually in 2015 at the time, what he was recommending. Moving on. When you're doing whatever you're doing, are you congruent with it? Are you inspired? Do you feel comfortable doing it? Because people can feel that from you. Just like in a new patient consult, the words you use, if you're not comfortable with it, if you're not inspired, the patient who's sitting across from you is going to be feeling whatever you feel. So if you feel off, nervous, uncomfortable, they're going to feel that subconsciously, underneath whatever it is, and that's what causes patients to say or think, I need to think about this. Let me speak to my husband or wife, and then never return and never hear from them again. That's what I teach in my flagship webinar on perfectpatientfunnel.com, the absolute 3 essentials you must bring in every new patient consult and recommendations conversation you give. It's actually only going to be up on my website for about another week. In 1 hour, you will have a flow and a template and intentions and words to use that will be 100% congruent and effective for showing the patient that your service will get them to where they want to go, get the healing, the recovery, and the repair they're looking for whatever condition they're coming into you for. That's one of my gifts to chiropractors. It's only going to be up for about a week, and then I'm reserving that just for members. Back to knocking on doors. So not just 2016 technology, that's a very ineffective strategy, but it also comes off as needy. Why do you need to be walking around knocking on doors when what are more effective doors to be knocking on? Instead of a random residence where you have no idea if that person is a candidate for your care, is interested in your care, has any reason to come to you, what about connecting to other influential people in your community? Other providers, other doctors, other service providers, whether it's Pilates, instructors, yoga, who more likely than not are serving, taking care of, have clientele who are more likely your clientele, whether it be middle-aged females who are more health conscious and oriented, looking to take care of themselves naturally, all of that. That's just a small example. What about knocking on their doors, calling them, emailing them, rather than random residences? Think about the difference in impact that can have when you create a relationship with an influencer in your community rather than a random person on the street at a screening or, again, knocking on a door randomly, the impact that it could have, whether it be do an event together, a cross-referral relationship, any of that. Look at who is most influential and how can you create a relationship where you're coming with a win-win mentality. How can I help you? How can I be of influence for you? What can we create together? You see just right there the difference in potential that has than knocking on door to door to door residentially, not even knowing if people are home. Night and day. So if you're still getting recommendations from traditional practice management coaches to spend 30 minutes or an hour knocking on doors in your community during weekdays or weekends, or handing out 3 cards a day, when you walk through the supermarket or a parking lot, remember, this is 2016. That's not the most effective way, not even close, and the energy it takes to do that is going to position yourself poorly in the eyes of potential prospects, if you're even interacting with potential prospects. Take it to another level, come with a giving attitude and mentality, interact with the influencers in your community who cater to similar patient demographics as you do or as you're looking to attract in, and watch the difference that can be created with a fraction of the amount of time, fraction of the amount of energy, and fraction of the amount of monetary investment. Check out my page, the rest of my Facebook page. Check out perfectpatientfunnel.com for my video blog for other videos like this, and get on the 3 Essentials Communication webinar before it goes down next week. It will be replaced with another webinar, but it will be different content, and I don't want you to miss that. So go to perfectpatientfunnel.com. Thanks for being on. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all of your service as a chiropractor and all you do. Absolutely here for you 100%.